Alright, so I got this 2007 Prius here, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to take off the brake actuator. So first thing you want to do is you want to take the windshield wipers off, which is a 14 millimeter for both. So once you get that off, you want to pop this plastic out, and you pop it out, and then use a bunch of 10 bolts. So you want to just get a 10 millimeter on an extension. There's two 10s that hold the relay box onto the case that needs to come off. Once you get that out, you just pull the windshield wiper motor out, finish getting the rest of the 10s on the case, and then after that it should just pull right out once you get everything disconnected with the popper tool, all the clips on it and everything, and it's out. Now it's time to take the inverter out. So you want to take the case of the inverter out. It's a bunch of 10 bolts, and there will be one bolt that's different. It's a Torx. I'm pretty sure it's a T27. But yeah, you just take that one Torx out, and then the case just slides right off of it. And then there's 6 bolts that are 10 millimeter that you need to take off inside. Them 3, and then 2 under it right there on the outside. So you got them 5 out, and then they'll pull off the bottom. And then you go up top and get the 3 up top off. The brackets to hold it down are held by 12. So you just take the 2 12s off on the face right there. And then on the back, there's a 12 that you need an extension to get to. So that's the 3 12 bolts that hold it down. So after that, it will be loose, but you still have to take off these connections on the back. There's about 5 connections that you can just get them all with your fingers. So you just all pop all of them loose. Then these visible ones under there's 3 that you got to take off there. And then after that, you can get movement. So we're going to be doing this without taking the inverter all the way out. Like, most people want you to drain the antifreeze and everything, which is not necessary and a lot more work. So this is how you do it without doing all of that. Alright, so now we're on to taking the brake booster off. You need to take this connector on the top off, just pry it loose, pop it out. And then there will be 3 12 millimeter nuts that you got to take off. One on the side, one on the end, and then one on the other end. And I'll zoom in here and show you all the angles of what it looks like and what you need to take off. So there's the one on this end. It'll be a nut, 12 millimeter nut. One on the end right there by the connector, 12 millimeter, and then one right there, 12 millimeter. So there's 3 that hold the structure of it down, and you'll have to take them 3 off, and then it'll be loose after that. But now we just need to take off all the hoses that connect to it with these pliers. Now that we got all the hoses disconnected, we got this 10 wrench to take off all the brake lines that go into it. So I'm pretty sure there's like 5. There's 4 on the face, and then there's 1 on top that you have to get. And I'll try to show a close-up of it. But you just get this 10 wrench and break them all loose, and you have to take them all out. And you have to bend them a little bit to get them out of your way, which is fine. You just have to bend them back when you're putting it back in. So once you get all those taken apart, I'll show you the next step. This is where the one on top comes into play. It's easy to get to. You just slide your wrench over it and then start loosening it, and it should just pull right off once you get it all the way loose. Alright, so now after you get all the brake lines disconnected, all the hoses that go into it, and the electrical wire, all the 3 12 millimeter bolts that hold it down, you should have movement. So now we're gonna, it's a little difficult to pull out. You just gotta kind of work your way out into wiggling it out. It's but we're gonna move the inverter out of the way a little bit more, and don't disconnect the hoses from the inverter so you don't have to put antifreeze in and out of it. It's just a lot harder. But yeah, just move the inverter to the side, and then you should just be able to pull the brake actuator all the way out. We had to take one more hose off that we've seen. We're getting more movement to it. Slowly working our way out. There's like a weight on the bottom, which makes it a little difficult to come out, but as you can see, you just pull it up on the right side, and it's a lot easier that way. And there you go. That's how you get the brake actuator out on a 2004 to 2009 Toyota Prius. And here's a close-up when you're putting it on. Make sure you tighten these by your hand. And that's a crucial step, so you don't cross-thread them, and then you'll have to get a whole another brake actuator. A lot of people have done this, and they don't know what they're doing, so start them by finger.